Alright guys, when new release Seiko models arrive at the door, they kind of get a shortcut to the front of the line. I have a massive line of videos that I want to do, and I even actually have some really good for sale videos I want to do, and I will do the for sale video tomorrow. I promise there will be a ton of watches for sale tomorrow. Great watches, great prices. But forget all that right now. Let's talk about some crazy new Seiko releases and the big differences that they changed. I'm going to start with the new Seiko Monster. This is the sbdy033. So right away you can see an amazing. I don't want to start building it up too much. Okay, so you got a different handset, and I was indifferent on it. But seeing it in person, I'm actually a big fan. I'm digging it. So here it is next to my orange Monster. And I'll get the mic out here in a little bit and we'll do some more size. Or maybe I'll do that in a future video. Maybe this will just be a video just showing you initially what we're looking at here. Because size-wise, they look very similar. Of course, you have some major changes to the case and to the bezel. You can see instantly. The lines are totally different. The finishing on, from the transition from the case to the bezel, dramatically different. This actually even tapers out on the bezel, which gives you a little more grip. You still have the shrouded part on the top and this bottom portion here. The way the crown is submerged into the case is totally different. I mean, there's some dramatic changes here. This is a ground up change. Sure, it looks similar, and you can still classify it as a Monster because it is similar enough, but it is a totally different watch, 100%. The way the bracelet is fitted to the case, you can see that's an actual fitted link. I think I have let me see if I have a Monster. No, not let me see if I have a Monster bracelet. Let me grab a Monster bracelet. So you can see the major change there in the bracelet. Even the way it tapers, the links, everything, it's a total redesign. It's fitted to the case, and then many people's gripe from the way it transitions on this side, it just like drops off on the old one to get to the clasp. Check this out. It doesn't just drop off, guys. It tapers quickly, and then it holds that taper. So the clasp is actually wider. This is going to be probably a 20 mil clasp maybe instead of an 18, something like that. I didn't get like I said, I didn't get the mic out yet, but you can just see it right off the bat. So that was their solution to it. You can see instead of tapering down the clasp more, it just, they held that line instead of dropping it down more. So, I mean, it's kind of like they're continuing the refinement, but also keeping that really good masculine look to it. Really nice looking dial. The chapters cut out for the indices. The color on the indices is a little patinaed looking almost, if that makes sense. Now, I will say this. Everything seems like it's good quality control. It lines up, with the exception of the candy bar magnifier. I don't know if you can see that, but when you look at it, I'm pretty sure that's already on the crystal when they set the crystal in. So they have to position that or key that or something so it lines up perfectly. And you can see this one is just clocked a little bit counterclockwise. So that makes the candy bar magnifier twisted a little bit. So super close, getting everything to line up, but that is a huge knock against them. Bezel action is looser than I would like it, but it's classic Seiko, and it lines up good. So crown action, easy to manipulate, even though it doesn't have the really good knurling that I like on the old one. Not much of a pronounced crown pop. Nice wind on this is a 4R35. Of course, you're going to have your date or your day and your date change there. Pretty clean there, and then a hack, and then the handset. I really do like that handset. This is gonna be a nice watch for a while. So excellent job so far. I'll do a more in depth, and I'll get into the sizing and everything like that, because there is some dramatic changes. You can see that clear as day. Now, So we talked about that one. I don't want to get too long. This is already going to be a 10-minute long video. The new turtle. This is the, price on that new monster. I think they're around $450, just under $450, something like that, US. The new turtle, this is the sbdy031. I think these are coming in at just under 500. Again, there is some subtle changes here that nobody really talked about. The first thing I noticed right away when I went to go use the bezel in my fingers feels more premium. It feels like it's secured better. It doesn't feel like it's floppy or anything like that. The traction on it is better. Here is the case I just pulled that SRP C23 out of. And you can see the bezel is actually different. They have a new bezel they're using on the turtle. You guys see that, right? It looks like it's taller, and the traction on it is a little more cut in. It's a little more defined. Also, there's not that gap. Some of them have it, some don't. But this new one, there's like no gap. I mean, you can see it move just very, very little. And the other thing I noticed, look at the bezel insert. It has concentric stripes on it. It's got more depth to it. It's not just printed on, it's actually etched out. So I think that bezel's actually a thicker bezel, or the insert, because they added the thickness to the bezel. This gives it a more premium look and feel. I think this new turtle subtle changes are perfect. Well done, indeed. I'm not a huge fan of the turtles just because I feel like it's a little bit bigger than it needs to be. You know, for my taste, I prefer the SKX. But I would like to see some of this stuff in the aftermarket maybe become available to the SKX. Otherwise, I might just have to start wearing the turtles, I guess. The end link to the, you can see there's a little bit of play. I know a lot of people gripe about that. I have yet to find a very good mating bracelet to the case of a turtle. That's one of my gripes. I just don't like them. Other than that, it's pretty much standard turtle affair. Nothing crazy there except for that beautiful blue dial that they did with this great white. And you can see it's a great white because right over here at the off the 8 o'clock round indice, you can see a great white fin with a little notch in it there. You guys see that, right? Okay. Also, on the back side, the balance side of the seconds hand, that's a little more playful, right? That has some shark theme going on to it. So beautiful color on the dial. It's very much like the Blue Lagoon dial, but it has the wave pattern and, of course, the little hidden gem there of the great white shark. The loom plots and everything are very consistent and clean. That's all part of the new manufacturing they're doing with their dials. So everything's well sorted out. They have the turtle pretty much mastered at this point. Like I said, big fan of the new bezel and the bezel insert. It's going to tie in really good. I don't know if I can even tear this apart, guys. I originally purchased this one because I was going to tear it apart and do an SKX mod with it. I don't know if I can bring myself to do it. Usually I'm all about just tearing apart a turtle, but this thing is, this is a really cool model. So I might not do that. We'll see. Maybe I will. It's fresh. I just got it. So if you guys have, so I'll do a complete video of each one independently. I just wanted to share with them real quick with you guys. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments and I will try to address them in the future video. Let me know what you guys think about the total redesign on the monster. Tell you what, I'll try to do some wrist shots here. I'm wearing my OP39, by the way. Sorry for the close-up of that, but so you can see, of course I didn't size the bracelets or anything like that, but you can see that it's still classic monster size and fit and feel and everything on wrist. That is going to work really good on wrist. If I can just figure out either swapping the crystal or seeing if I can get that date magnifier off there, because I don't like it. And of course the turtle, I mean, just like any turtle, it's going to be the same on my wrist. I can totally wear them, guys. I prefer the size of the SKX, but I don't really have a stock turtle that I have in the rotation or anything. But yeah, that blue, I think it just earned a spot of the best blue dial diver. It just elevated up to this guy right here. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you later today. I'll do another video today. We got to do. I have a backlog of watches to do, guys, and some topics and everything. So, and then I'll do a for sale video tomorrow. So, I'll see you soon.